My name is Boyd Sharp. I'm 39 years old. I'm an IT guy. I work in an office all day, and I am in the biggest rut. I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Boyd has no background in mixed martial arts, but somehow he came up with the idea, hey, I want to try this.
Here we go. Some hard here, let's go! Yeah.
I've never been in a fight in my entire life, but in 1 year, I'm going to get in a mixed martial arts cage and fight a professional fight.
You better get up and fight.
When I told people that I was going to do this, they said, A, you're nuts, and B, can I come too?
Better get up and fight.
And I'm just trying to show that ordinary people, when they put their minds to it, can do extraordinary things.
You better get up and fight. Yeah. You better get up and fight.
6 months ago, 250 people walked in off the street with the feeling they have what it takes to become a professional MMA fighter after only 1 year of training. Head trainer Peter Martell narrowed that field down to 30 cubicle dwellers, or cubes, who will train with him to try to achieve their goal while proving themselves in the process. This crazy program is Boyd Sharp's idea. He and the rest of the cubes are at their first live MMA fight.
I've only seen MMA as a pure observer before, but I wasn't part of the event. And we were hanging out backstage with the Titans fighters. It was Nathan's first fight. The emotion is so high back in that room.
You know what you're doing, right? No, you're gonna kill this guy. You hate this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him. Let's go.
And we were just so excited for him because where it was his first fight, we were kind of thinking, man, a year from now, this could be us.
Keep moving. I want you to move the whole time now. Whole time. Keep moving.
My heart is pounding so fast now, I think I'd be calmer if I was Nathan.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Remember, every time you hit this fucker, you want to hurt him. Bad intentions, every single time. Every fucking time. The cubes get to see real live mixed martial arts up close and personal. And for just about all of them, it was for the very first time.
You're starting the program, and to realize that when I get back there that my heart was racing. It was racing for the fighters. I didn't even know them, but you can start to feel, okay, what if I was in their position?
Again! Hooks in! With your hooks!
It's friggin' insane. I don't want to be in there right now. Those are big boys.
Need that body again, Nathan!
Insane. Nathan was dominating the entire time, and they get up to their feet, one lucky shot, and it's all over that quick. It's incredible.
Have a drink, buddy. Okay?
It gives you a whole new perspective on MMA. On TV, you see it, and you hear some noises, but you hear the crowd and everything. When you're in there, you're hearing faces hitting hands and like, and the noises of being hit, you feel it.
Nathan did unbelievable. He completely dominated the first 4 minutes and 59 seconds of a 5-minute fight, and then got TKO'd with 1 second left.
I guarantee you a lot of them were thinking in the back of their mind, is that going to be me? And it very well could be.
For many of the cubes who have never thrown a punch in their lives and striving to become a pro, just witnessing a fighter getting knocked out in his first pro fight is a humbling reminder of what they've signed up for.
He was just dominating in his fight. He just did so well. He was just pounding on the guy, looked to be making all the right decisions, and then he got a little bit tired, and bang, this fight was over.
It certainly scared me. Honestly, my heart was racing, and I didn't know these people, and I knew that I don't have a chance of being in a cage for another 10, 12 months, and yet my heart was racing. You can sort of put yourself in that position.
He's got the rounder recovered, doesn't he? Fell back. What do you mean he fell back? He's got the rounder recovered.
buddy. Okay? That is a big, I guess, a big monkey in your back when you're worried when you're going in that cage. Hey, am I going to lose? Am I going to get knocked out? Am I going to be embarrassed in front of my family, my friends, my teammates? That's probably the scariest thing in the world.
It's scary enough to think about being in the cage on your own. But for Jeanette D'Entremont, she not only has to worry about herself, but also the man she loves.
My fiance is a professional fighter. About 3 months ago, before Mike's last fight, he got hit in the head really hard during training, and he still fought about a week after, and obviously got hit in the head a couple times. And since then, he's been suffering post-concussion symptoms, and it's been really hard. And there was actually a couple doctors that told him if he ever wanted to read his daughter stories or ever walk her down the aisle, that he'd never step in the cage again. And that was easily the most difficult day in his life. I mean, this is his passion, his love. So when I heard about this program and this opportunity, I thought, if he can't live his dream, then I'd like to live it for him.
Jeanette was one of the 30 cubes selected by Peter.
I already let her know that she's not allowed to quit. She won't be one of the people that walks out because her coaches are my coaches, and her teammates are the people that I train with every day. So she's not going to be one of the quitters. So I said, I don't mind you signing up for this and fighting, but you're going to be in it for the long haul.
Mike finally found a doctor to clear him to fight, but fighting any time after a major concussion is a big risk.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'm especially nervous for this fight. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully, he's trained hard enough that it's not going to affect him in any way. I mean, we'll just see how it goes, I guess.
Mike is undefeated and one of Team Titan's best fighters.
Whenever one of our guys gets in the cage, it's me in there. It's Titans. If they look bad, I feel like I look bad. I feel like I let them down. It's almost like, you know, you're putting a family member in danger. Who wants to put their family in danger and have them not prepared? I don't want them to get hurt. It's hard for someone to understand it unless, you know, they've had a family member in there and they've been next to the cage watching them fight.
The battle doesn't start well for Mike, and he's quickly in danger of losing the fight.
And get mad, go in there and fucking smash this guy. Wake up. Standing, fucking smash him. Listen, look at me. Fucking smash him. Look at me. Smash him, okay? You're not even fucking trying to hit him.
Peter is a complex dude. He's like a benevolent dictator. When Peter needs for you to fight, I mean, he is just terrifyingly intense. And he knows what to say to scare people and to motivate them.
Cubes are getting a first-hand experience of the intensity and unpredictable nature of live MMA. Mike wasn't the only one to come out on top. Several other Titans fighters also won their fights.
They got to see what happens when you lose. They get to see the excitement and, you know, how wonderful it is to win. I do think of my team as my family. So when they win, when they're successful, you know, I feel like I'm running in to hug a family member. They also get to see what our team is and what things are like and how we are, you know, how we care for each other and how we're there for each other. I taught you shit in the last week or two, and you're out there using it in a professional MMA fight at high level. That's fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable. I'm so proud of you. You're fucking... So I'm hoping that all that is going to rub off on them. They're going to want to be part of that, and it's going to lead them in the right direction.
Being in that atmosphere, it was like being a gladiator in the Coliseum. That was amazing. That was an incredible experience. If until that point I had had any doubts about doing this or why I was here, they were all taken care of, vanquished. They were killed at that event. My name is Sebastian O'Malley. I teach English. English is a second language. I grew up in a very multicultural household. My mother's from South America, my father's of Irish descent, and my wife is from Japan. I've never actually fought before. I've entered competitions before, but I've never actually been in a pro fight. And I guess that's the ultimate goal. That's the one thing that I've never done. And I don't know if it's because of a fear, or if it's because of lack of timing, or it's because of something, but something else has always come up. I've always had this, or I've always had that. And I feel like this program's given me the ability to put it right in front of my face and said, it's now or never. In a day-to-day life, we tend to keep ourselves in the safety of a net, this safety zone, and we don't like to move from there. And I feel like that things become stagnant when we're there. And martial arts centers me. It gives me a focus, makes me present, but at the same time, it pushes me beyond the point of my comfort.
The first day of the program is finally here for Sebastian and the rest of the Cubes. This is the final group of 30 who Peter has chosen for the one-year training program. The first couple of weeks are going to be a big life adjustment for everyone.
We're going to be put through the ringers for the first time, so I'm a little freaked out. So I got here early to warm up, so now I'm just going to try to last at least an hour without crying.
This is going to be the first day of our career to becoming a mixed martial artist. I'm extremely nervous, which I don't know why, because I should be in my element.
As far as I know, the first night's going to be cardio and theory, so it's probably going to be brutally hard, really.
I don't know if it's me or just the way I think, but I think it's a majority of men. When you walk into a group, you size other people up, and you get a feeling from them. And you know, I'll look you up from head to toe, and I'll watch how you move, and I'll evaluate in my mind based on that. Can I take him? Watch his leg, watch his, you know, I don't know if normal people do that, but I always have. But I will just listen to what he says, and I will do the absolute best I can. And that's all I can do.
You guys all saw the fights on Friday night? Yeah, and that's gonna be you guys, some of you guys, in a little while. And this is your first training class. If you're not dedicated, if you're not going to give me 100%, don't waste my time.
Peter pushed the Cubes even harder than in the tryouts, anticipating many of them would drop out after the first few sessions, so he would have a smaller number of Cubes to train.
I'd rather see you fall on your face and give up from being exhausted than coasting and dragging your ass. Oh my God. What did I get myself into?
We realized pretty quickly when we started training that we don't know jack. I mean, we don't know thing one. Most of us can't throw a punch, not even one punch, much less be able to actually fight.
Your chin is the most important thing you want to protect. Because let me tell you something, it don't matter how hard somebody can hit. Once your brain hits the side of your skull, it's nighty-night time. Good. Right there, good.
Over the next several weeks, Peter continued to punish the Cubes as best he could and tested their resolve for wanting to become fighters.
Don't stop! Let's go! 30 seconds to work! There's no stopping now! 30 seconds! That's all you need! 30 seconds, you're gonna win! Let's go! Seconds left!
You kind of have to dig down deep inside of yourself, and it's more than going to a happy place. You have to make up scenarios like I imagined my son's life was at stake and I had to go through this. That's the only way you can go through it, because if you don't, if you think about how exhausting it is, if you think about how much your legs are burning, if you think about how much your lungs are burning, you won't make it. You quit.
You guys do know what you signed up for, right? So if you don't want to be a pro fighter in 9 months, leave. If you want to be a pro fighter, just do what I say and don't fucking complain. Oh, man. Boy, if it's a scale of 1 to 100, they're at 1 still. It's gonna be A long, long road. His head is being pushed down, and his leg is being lifted up. I'm gonna put him down.
Becoming a professional MMA fighter doesn't happen overnight. The 30 cubes chosen to enter the training program are still suffering in the early days. Peter has been pushing them to their physical limits, hoping to find out quickly who's in it for the long haul.
That's a good burpee, Morteza.
One particular cube, though, is giving Peter some grief. Morteza, while in fantastic shape, isn't taking the exercises seriously and was taking water and bathroom breaks while the others were training.
Morteza went for a drink during the first round, so we're working the water out of him. He's got to start taking this a little more seriously. He's too much of a clown right now. And we don't have any room for clowns. I don't see that hunger inside him. I don't see the fire where he is worried that there's somebody out there halfway across the country or in the States that's trying to beat his head off, that's coming for him, that's going to try to kill him. And that's the kind of drive you need if you're going to be good. No, you're not done. I love you too, but you're still not done.
God damn, that guy can't concentrate for more than 20 seconds. He talks constantly. He could be fighting you and he's talking. I've seen him sparring with somebody and he'll drop to the floor and do push-ups or dance or start telling jokes right in the middle of competing when everybody else is near exhausted or trying to take each other's head off. He'll just disappear for a couple of seconds, do a jig over in the corner and come back. So Peter is constantly on Morteza, trying to keep him focused.
Morteza, you're still doing burpees. You'll finish them when I tell you to finish them. Go, let's start with our break.
If Morteza put as much energy as I'm putting into this with the base that he already has, man, he'd be an incredible fighter, you know? He already has a good base, and if he just put that focus there, it would work. And the reason why some of us yell at him during training is because he's taking it so lightly, and we're taking it so seriously.
You can't fight people here, though.
Who do you want to fight here?
The guy over there in the water.
Why do you want to fight him?
I don't know, it's one of those guys, you know? One of the guys I envisioned would be here, but none of them were, till now. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Morteza's antics are just part of who he is. And like it or not, he's part of the Cubicle to the Cage team.
No, Morteza's special.
Yeah, I know he's special. Especially in a few ways.
What these cubes have endured over the past few weeks is turning a collection of competing individuals into a close-knit group.
Try to go home and think about what you learned. You're going to be learning a lot of things. If you go home and start watching TV and don't give any other thought, it's not going to stick in your head. When you're laying in bed at night, think about MMA. This is what the mindset you have to be in all the time. This is going to be your life or you're not going to be fighting.
Every muscle in my body's pulled. I don't even feel pulled muscles anymore because they're all pulled. And I feel good though. I feel awesome. I feel like I'm going to make it.
It's pretty good to have, I think, such a large group of people in the same boat because that kind of motivates you to stick with it and kind of compete amongst each other, even though it's not really supposed to be a competition between each other. So it gets you to push yourself that much further, too.
I think the fact that knowing the guy next to you is going through the same level of pain, if not more, than you're going through. And if he can do it, I can fucking do it.
It is such a grueling program that this camaraderie of people from incredibly diverse backgrounds and ages and everything, people that would never meet or even kind of associate with each other in the real world, come together here. It's quite an experience. These will be some friends that I am no doubt that I'll have for the rest of my life.
The conditioning that we do breaks you down every night in such a way that your mind and your body is broken. And the only thing you have to pick you back up is your teammates. And there's always somebody in the room who's going to push you and encourage you or prod you and try to piss you off so that you work harder. People who came in looking at this as a competition
look at it as a team already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed that?
I'm noticing a serious sense of community around here. Like a lot of people kind of like grouping together.
When you suffer together, you bond. It's just the way it is. You become a team, and you know, it's kind of like going to the fire together. You're going to end up bonding, or if you don't, you're not going to make it. You have to get that sense of team camaraderie.
Yeah, I think I have a closer connection with some people that I've been training with a week than I have with people that are in like an adjoining cubicle with me at work that I've been working with for like 4 years. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the moment I see them, the moment I see the guys that are in the class or the girls that are in class out in public, it's like I have an instantaneous connection with them. It's really weird.
Conditioning is the name of the game for the Cubes in the first few weeks. Their new bond is making it clear that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. But there's no denying that the daily repetition of grueling physical exercise can push people to the brink, which leads some Cubes to begin to question their desire to continue. The 30 selected Cubes are in the first month of full-on MMA training.
Your glove weight and your opponent's glove weight combined are often less than one pair of boxing gloves. So when your hands are like this, their glove is going to cut through your guard. So that's why your guard is out here.
Head trainer Peter Martell is doing everything in his power to break them, to find out quickly who wants to be here.
It's pure torture. It's pure hell. I mean, I would work out for an hour and then I'd go home for 24 hours and vomit and just felt like I never got any stronger. I was only getting weaker. I was in so much pain, I actually went to see my doctor. And it turns out that I have degenerate disc disease in my lower spine. So at that stage, the doctor said to me, Byron, I'm afraid to tell you that you're never going to be able to fight. And I was just like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. I don't have to fight anymore. I don't have to go to this training. I don't have to get punched in the face and kneed in the groin. I remember at the beginning, I was like, I'll never quit.
One thing I'm not is a quitter. So I don't care if they have to pull me out of there with ropes hooked to my feet and drag me out of the gym with 2 broken legs. I'm not gonna quit.
I'll never quit. They'll have to drag me at, no. It's very easy to quit, actually.
And the only cure from me is to leave.
I am quite happy to tell you that I'm never going to be able to fight in the cage. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me.
Byron was 315 pounds, and he was making huge strides. He lost 40, 50 pounds. He was working his ass off every opportunity he had, no matter how hard something was, no matter how much he struggled. You could tell that he was just gonna push through it, and he was gonna make it to the end of every class. And then for him to find out that he's got a back issue that's just, it's not gonna get better. I mean, this is something that requires surgery. To see somebody like that have to give up his dream was horrible, because we all realize, I mean, next could be us.
The Cubes were told from the first day that this journey would be hard. But the lesson isn't learned until someone who says they'll never quit actually quits and is happy about it. For all the Cubes, this is an eye-opener. It's not just man down, it's family member gone. Those who are remaining have embarked on a journey which will change their lives forever. And it's only just begun.
Honestly, I thought more would be gone from just the hard training. I guess what I didn't take into account is that the tryouts were pretty hard. So if you could make it through those hard tryouts, then maybe you've already got a little something there, and that's what's going to take you a little bit further. And it's kind of been a learning experience for me as well. I've learned that you may not be the greatest athlete, you may not have what it takes to be a good fighter, but some of these guys that don't have a prayer of fighting, don't really have much in the way of athletic ability, innate talent, have drive like you wouldn't believe. They can push themselves and drive themselves to, levels that some of the pro fighters don't even reach. I think that there's something to be learned from some of these cubes. They push themselves so hard, and I've got nothing but respect for a lot of these guys now. I mean, we've got other levels, other mountains to climb when they start getting punched and kicked, and that's going to be another big hurdle. That's going to weed some people out who just aren't, they don't want to wake up with a headache. They've got to go to work with a black eye. Their fingers are going to be broken. Their toes are going to be broken. Some people just don't really like it. It's going to make you a great mixed martial arts fighter, or it's going to make you someone who shouldn't be involved in mixed martial arts.
Next time on Cubicle to the Cage, the cubes are subjected to the most physically and mentally demanding part of their entire year-long journey that can break even the most forceful fighting spirit.
Yeah. Now here we go. Yeah. Come on. All right, now here we go. Yo, like a doormat, laying flat out from the weight of the days. They all seem the same. Are you slipping past the limit of all you can take? Unsteady the everyday. Are you ready to break? You better get up.